Hello, my name is Doug Aliquer, and this is for ESL 509. As you can see, I'm doing my Unit 10 presentation of my lesson. I have a very captive audience here this afternoon, so I will hopefully get through this in a couple of minutes and explain what I'm doing, kind of go through a little bit of the lesson, and we'll move on from there. Just to kind of start off, the audience for this is a level 1, level 2 middle school student. The goal, students will understand what basic information is not to be shared on the internet. Objectives, students will identify the basic information that should not be shared on the internet. Identify the information by simple words. It will connect the words to a simple picture. Students will write the words and they will speak the words. For the English language proficiency standards, comes under Standard 1, English language learners communicate English for social and instructional purpose within the school setting, and under Standard 1, the use of information. All right, I am attempting to run all this as we move through. As far as assessments go, students will, after we go through some stuff at the tables, students would go to a laptop or computer with a partner, and they'll be assigned 2 vocabulary words, and they will have to find some pictures that kind of connect those vocabulary words, basically what you'll see up here on the screen. And then they will share them back with me through the a Google slide, and I can check over those to see if they understand them. I can put them up on the screen. The students can repeat them, explain what they thought it meant. And then as a summative assessment, I have a matching game that they can play off of the smartboard. All right, so we'll get started here with the lesson. So we're going to be staying safe online. It's very important that you guys understand what not to put out on the computer, because information that you provide on the computer through social media, websites, can be used to actually track you down. So we want to make sure that you guys stay as safe as possible. All right? All right. As I'm describing what not to put on here, everybody has a worksheet that they're going to match up the picture and write the word that is up on the screen. So for the first one, we have name. You don't want to share your name online. You want to make some kind of an online screen name that doesn't provide people with your full name. Okay? First name might be okay. But something that people really can't identify you with, right? All right, next thing you want is not to provide is an address. Where's your home located? Okay, so you never want to provide your address. You don't want to put your address out there, and so people know exactly where to find you. Another thing you don't want to put out there is your phone number. You don't want people to know your phone number, right? Please make sure as you're writing the words down in the box. Okay? Each word goes in the box, all right, next to the picture. Right? You never want to give out your password. Okay? That's what unlocks the computer for you, so you never want to give out the password for your computer, for your phone, okay, that people can get on there. Right? So be sure not to put on your password. All right? As far as pictures, okay, all right, be careful of pictures that you put on the computer. All right, you don't want to take any of yourself. All right. Especially with things that can identify you. All right? Shirts with logos on them. All right? So people can identify who you are. All right? So you don't want to put pictures out there. You can put pictures of your dog, your outside shots, trees, plants, things like that, but you want to be careful about pictures of yourself. You don't want to put the school name out there, what school you go to. All right? You don't want to put your school name out there. You don't want to put your parents' names out there, Mr. and Mrs., right, with your last name. You don't want to put them out there. Just mom and dad. Okay? Right. Now, from here, each of you are going to get a 3x5 card. Or each pair, we'll break up into pairs, is going to get a 3x5 card with 2 of the words on it. You're going to go to a computer. At the computer, you are going to try to identify a picture that represents that particular word. So, for example, up on the screen, I had a house, and that represented the address. Okay, so you're going to try and find something that represents your particular word. You and your partner together, you will go to Google Slides. If you remember, we got onto the Google page several times now. You're going to be doing a Google slide. Right? So you should just need 2 slides. And then you're going to share that back to me. And we'll take a look at it on the screen up front here. Okay, at this point in the lesson, I would go around with the students, and of course I went pretty fast through the PowerPoint, so it would be a slower pace. Check the students, make sure they were writing the correct words on there, and then go around on the computers. Probably have to help them log in and make sure they get to the right place. From there, just make sure they're doing what is expected as far as matching a word with a particular, something that represents that word to them, all right? They would share it back to me. I would be able to project it up on the screen. At that time, we can kind of go over, have them repeat the words, all right, what they're doing. They can even speak as to, how they describe or figured out that word represented for them, so that would be pretty easy for them to do. As I was going over the words, I probably should have had them repeat them back to me, all right, so they understood what each of those words were, to do so, all right. And then finally, once it was all said and done, we would go back over those things, project them up onto the screen, like I said, have the students read those things to me, and then we would move on from there. To move on, I have a smartboard program thing set up. It's just a matching thing. Just have the kids come up one at a time, see if they could get a match. And I'm just using the same pictures that were on the PowerPoint and the word that goes with it, so they would just have to match those up. Be relatively simple for them to see if they understand exactly what was going on. Basically, that would be the lesson. It probably would take the 40-minute period, and I'm probably anticipating that it would probably carry over by the time we got to the computers. Logged in, got to the program. That would take several minutes for us to do. So basically from there it would be waiting for them to, just going around and spot checking to make sure that they are understanding what the word and what the picture would represent to them. Really no right or wrong, but as long as they had something close to what was represented from the PowerPoint, I think we would be on the right track with it. All right. Other than that, again, this is Doug Aliquer for ESL 509, signing off. Thanks.